Plus that develops points. So actually, that didn't cost me anything.
Whenever you're ready.
Is it that time again? Yeah, we're a little bit late today, sir. Moving right on.
Treacherous condition. All right, good morning, everyone. We'll call to order the December 2nd meeting of the Madison County Board of Commissioners. My name is Chris Wallace. Everybody just please introduce themselves.
Tony St. Andrew.
Brennan Shank.
Rob Stein.
Amy Rich.
That's it. Very good. Everybody should have received a copy of last week's meeting minutes.
Move to approve the minutes, dispense with their reading.
Second.
So first and a second, any other discussion? Hearing none, roll call please.
Mr. Shea,
Yes.
Dr. Sneakus,
Yes.
Mr. Wallace.
Yes. Limited
I've got limited amount of, business and information, mainly everything that's in the budget for discussion later on, but I did want to update the board on the airport and hangar doors. Did get a response from Corsa that they would pay for the doors and installation, but building inspection has to be done to verify that the hangar will handle the doors. If not, then we have to have an engineer come in, design it, then the building will have to be modified to handle the doors. So with luck, Tom will go in and say, yeah, it's all good, and sign off on it. And then we can get them ordered and installed. Okay,
Very good.
that's all I have. Conference this week. Good to go, Tom.
Also good conference. Amy?
Ready? Resolution approving the payment of invoices for the Madison County Auditor.
So moved.
Second.
Well, first and a second, any other discussion? Hearing none, roll call please.
Mr. Shea,
Yes.
Dr. Sneakus,
Yes.
Mr. Wallace.
Yes.
A resolution approving the Madison County 2026 holiday schedule. What you have in front of you is not what Mr. Campbell gave me. He had New Year's Eve on his schedule. Hasn't typically been on. You can put it on and I can change this. So I just did kind of what I did last year, and if you wanted to add New Year's Eve, I'm happy to do that.
Not that we're consistent with last year, it's fine.
And so it's Christmas Eve, Christmas Day,
Christmas.
New Year's Day.
New Year's Day, Martin Luther King Day, President's Day, Memorial Day, Juneteenth, July 4th, Labor Day, Columbus Day, Election Day, half day, Veterans Day, Thanksgiving Day, after Thanksgiving Day, Christmas Eve, and Christmas Day.
Christmas Eve is on.
So moved.
Second.
Well, first and a second, any other discussion? Hearing none, roll call please.
Mr. Shea,
Yes.
Dr. Sneakus,
Yes,
Mr. Wallace.
Yes.
my birthday, we forgot my birthday.
We'll just, we could
Yeah,
amend later, I guess. Did you make all of these, Amy?
I did, it was for the I was in charge of
What's it for us?
dessert for the chamber meeting, yeah,
Oh.
and I up till about midnight, then it got canceled this morning.
That is.
That's it.
Yes.
Each your coffee.
Yes, yeah. We're going even slower all the way here.
Just talking about the budget. So we can-
Yeah.
Johnny, did you say Nick had a place on the Beaver, but it may not be?
That's what Flynn was down there. I don't know. They still have it,
I was wondering to that. Pretty good, whether you move on for nice Thanksgiving? Yeah, how about you?
Fair enough, saying they cancel, I don't know.
Oh, good. Tony.
He's okay. Don't like it. It snows, but it's okay.
Yeah.
What's wrong with the snow? I gotta stomp through it to go feed that everybody in. Takes a little time.
Do you have cows or do you have things that you have water, you have to supply water unfrozen?
All is on electric heaters. Trust me, you can't do cows without electric heaters.
Yeah, Harvey.
Harvey's got an electric water heater, so
Harvey a horse?
it is not mine. You still take care of him. Got a place to get out of the snow and he's got whatever he needs.
Okay.
I gotta put a couple round bills in as soon as we get done here. Should have done it yesterday, but they had plenty.
Yeah.
They still do, but of
Yeah, I mean, needs will come there.
course. You gonna go to the conference today?
No, this one's a Thursday, Friday. This one's a Thursday, Friday. No, I just called Nick to see if he was gonna be able to attend this meeting. But it went to voice meetings.
Okay, I'm ready now.
What?
No meeting. Oh, I'm ready. Matt's didn't have school, of course, so car was cleaned off. Warmed up for him.
Yeah, I should have parked mine in the lane. I did not. Girls take up my garage.
Don't have a remote starter on?
Wouldn't have melted 4 inches.
No.
Took a broom to take care of that.
Yeah, I said that. I don't care.
You know,
Mhm.
But then.
Can't compare this year.
quite classy. I think it's old, right?
They look better than my wife's, right? It's typically wearing.
The one lens ones I like the best.
What?
The ones with the one lens.
Oh, now you're going back in the day. All right, well, we can kick things off. Present to the board is the 2026 general fund budget. Go through this as extensively as you would like. Hopefully you had some time to review things over the last week. If there's any questions, how would you like to proceed?
You got it listed.
Is there anything that jumps out?
Well, one thing for me was the health insurance. I understand where it's 18% for some departments, but others it's jumps up much more than that. Is that just because of personnel additions? I mean, so it's people that have been added that weren't in last year's. Right, okay.
Yeah, and the only department that's fundamentally different is job and payment services pay a different percentage rate than everybody else. And that's how everybody's getting.
Yeah, I mean, the auditors 213% increase for health insurance, I assume. How many employees did they have?
That they added at least one family. But I don't know, she gave us really hot detail on how many employees total.
Juvenile court lost some people, I assume.
So juvenile court had one person, I believe, that went off of our insurance policy last year. Cause I think that was part of what threw the numbers off and
Yeah.
caused a little, ruckus. Changed some numbers, caused the ruckus.
How about the CASA director?
The CASA director under juvenile court,
Yeah, it's a separate line item, right?
yeah,
What's the change there?
Went
that
down,
used to be
Went
grant,
down, but
what's that?
it went down.
Right, significantly.
Let's see, a couple of years ago, that was grant funded up until, I believe, a couple of years ago. And then it wasn't. So that's a little additional cost and what it used to be, but the commissioners knew that going into that program.
Are we getting a grant back or something? Because it's going down. So CASA,
They could be, but I'm not sure.
They hired a new person out, maybe they didn't, I don't know what their salary.
I mean, it's going down, so I'm not too concerned. I'm just curious.
Yeah, and again, that's juvenile court. So, yeah.
They've checked and rechecked their numbers.
Yeah, they're very, very certain about their numbers.
Needless to say, they're just adamant about these numbers.
Commissioners travel. 20,000 was budgeted last year, year to date, 18,600. Budgeting 5,000 for this year.
That was because of the trip to Japan.
Think that makes sense.
Yeah, typically we work well within that 5,000.
It's the common pleas or other expenses.
Common is like common big sport counts.
Yeah,
What is it?
yeah.
It's just any other expenses that don't fall into any other line. They can use that. I don't know.
Do we know why
Very-
it's gone up 20,000 at 266%?
Is there a note beside it?
I don't know if they have,
Just says
I don't know
request.
if they have interpreter fees listed elsewhere. If there's not a line item for interpreter fees, my guess is that's related to interpreter fees. And the judge has talked in the past about that
Yeah,
being an increase in expense.
we didn't really receive much descriptive information from that court on their request. Judge Schooley did reach out to me with requests that he has made, that he had to hire an additional staff member as required by the state. Some other things, so you will see an increase there. Then I just put the helicopter in with the courthouse.
So for last year, the auditor advertising and printing was 500. This year it's being transferred to the treasurer. And the treasurer's requesting 6,000.
Did they provide a memo with that, Amy? Because
It just says now paying advertising that the auditor used to.
What did
And
they,
advertising costs up. So the auditor had 500 last year. And year to date actual for the auditor is 0. in that category. But the treasurer is asking for 6,000.
She's here. She said she's here. She has questions.
I don't know if that's for, tax bill.
It's over, I think, that we used to fund out.
But I would think that Jennifer would have incurred expenses there for that, right?
No, the treasurer sends it out.
Yeah.
The treasurer sends those out.
So what do you think it means when it says now paying advertising that the auditor used to?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I think
don't know.
Jennifer, it was in Jennifer's line item to pay for it, and she said that it should be under the treasurer now. That was,
Yeah, it still isn't. It doesn't really make sense then, but why that went up. Must have said, they anticipate, well, it just says that an advertising cost up, so, I guess they're just assuming that the cost of advertisements is going up. Yeah, I mean, there was a very brief comment. Says now paying advertising that the auditor used to, and advertising costs that go up.
It's combined.
Yeah, they just combined them into one, presumably.
Yeah, but I'm just saying it doesn't show any expenses in that category.
Saying, the year to date $61.92, and now they're requesting $6,000.
But it's actually coming from the auditor's advertising and printing budget, which is $0 year to date, right?
That's. I think the new pages, so it's maybe page 4 or 5.
I'm trying to figure out if I have that, but where's the comment there?
Well, and
Yeah, we can give, Stacy a call. She was just here a few minutes ago for more
let me
information.
go grab her.
Yeah, and I'd be interested in knowing what they're doing for advertising.
I think she pays for all the sheriff's sales. Right.
oh yeah, she does a lot of advertising, which just doesn't make sense why the year to date is $1.92. Maybe that's just the error.
Unless the auditor was paying.
Their year to date, actually.
Nick,
Morning,
morning, Nick.
been upstairs, please.
Yeah, but
How are you?
their year to date for advertising is even. So we've only spent $61. I mean, that's probably incorrect.
Well,
Sure,
Sheriff's
sure,
Sales
it's
is tax.
$1.92 on advertising. It's just that the year to date is incorrect.
Well, he's probably gonna give you some more information on that too.
About the G.
Yeah, I happened to run into the Judge Costo last night at the sheriff's, Christmas party, and he said that, you had the full opinion now.
I do.
Yeah, maybe you can provide that to us today.
Oh, email. I can email it to you as well. It's on the docket. It's 14 pages, but.
Oh, I was just hoping you could explain it. So, yeah.
Sure. Do you want to go through that right now? So, obviously, the ruling was not in the board commissioner's favor. The court essentially said that although the argument regarding the obstacle to providing emergency services is a legitimate basis to deny annexation, the facts on the record during the hearing that occurred here within the commissioner's office were insufficient to meet the standard of preponderance of the evidence as a basis to deny because the railroad is an obstacle. So essentially he said there wasn't enough testimony regarding that specific issue to base your decision on.
But we couldn't add any more testimony once the date was set, correct?
the date was.
The court.
Correct, correct. You were limited to the hearing that occurred within your fingers, yeah.
Uh-huh. So what does the decision say about what needs to be done?
The court has very limited options as to what they can order. Essentially, they can affirm the decision, they can change the decision, or they can remand, requesting you to change your decision consistent with the findings of the court. Those are really the only options they have, and that final option is what the judge ordered. So it's kind of passing the buck, right? I mean, he's essentially saying, I'm telling you, there's insufficient evidence in the record to make this determination, and I'm sending the issue back to you to change your decision consistent with my finding.
So my question has always been, and if I don't,
Contempt,
Yeah, it's contemptible.
contempt of court,
and what does that mean?
fines.
Can we appeal? We can appeal, hold on, before I get there.
How would you get
You're looking at an order which could probably be $100 a day plus 30 days of jail for each act of contempt. Yes, you could appeal. You could appeal to the 12th district. That's an option.
If we appeal to the 12th district, would they allow for more fact finding, or is it just what you get is what you get?
And unfortunately, that was discussed in the brief itself. On the record at oral arguments, there was a discussion as to whether there's a possibility to remand for further proceedings to allow for additional testimony, and the statute doesn't allow for it. So what would have happened is, if the court had gone down that path, he would have remanded, said, have another hearing, explore this issue. You would have done that. You would have explored the issue, probably would have passed the same resolution. It then would have been appealed to common pleas. They probably would have said, yeah, it's good because we told you to go back and explore more, and you did that. Then it would be appealed to 12th district, and they would say you didn't have a right to have a second hearing. I'm remaining back to Board of Commissioners ordering you to grant the annexation. So it would have been a lot of jumping through hoops only to arrive at the exact same place. You can appeal to the 12th district, but what I will tell you is that the review is much more limited than what just occurred at common pleas. They're not doing the same kind of, it's not really a de novo review, and de novo essentially means reviewing the facts to see if we agree, right? It's similar to that, but it's based on the statute, what the common pleas just did. The appellate court won't do that. They're not gonna go back and look at the facts. They're gonna look to see if the judge made a mistake,
Right.
right? Whether he
Understood.
ruled incorrectly or didn't follow the statute or something like that. And
So with this,
narrow.
how long do we have to vote on it? Did he put a time?
He did not give an exact time, but he did use the phrase, there is no just cause for delay.
What's so, okay, but,
That's open to interpretation.
okay. That's good.
I mean, obviously, you're not in a position today to even have a resolution before you to do anything. Whatever's reasonable. You're not going to. It's not gonna become a problem until the city of Dublin decides you waited too long and files a motion compelling you to act or something. You got a little bit of time. And maybe that's time you can take to decide whether or not you want to appeal or just vote on a resolution here. And maybe it comes down to drafting specific language in a resolution that makes you feel comfortable.
If there's an appeal, how long does it take for the 12th district court to, I mean, I know you don't know, but is it 1 month, 1 week, 6 months?
6 months.
Do you know why it would be remanded versus the judge just overruling us?
You're asking me to get into the judge's head.
Do you know what's typical? What would be a typical, is there any rhyme or reason, or is it just?
I don't know if I've ever seen a 2506 appeal to the common police court in the last 10 years, so to say what's typical is difficult.
But any idea of case law and elsewhere?
It's not about case law, it's about preference.
Preference.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just speaking, knowing the judge, and my guess is he believes it's our decision to make. It's not his decision to make, it's our
We
decision
did
to
make a
make.
decision.
Well, he believes it's the incorrect decision according to the law, and believes we need to make the correct decision according to the law.
So to me, it sounds like we should have done our research a little deeper before that dang hearing.
I mean, the simple answer is perhaps that could have impacted the hearing, but
I mean, if we'd have known how many people travel that road, how many times the railroad comes through there, how many times the fire department had to travel that road, there would have been a lot more facts that, you know, that we could have.
the testimony that was heavily relied on in your resolution came from Chief Adams, and it was not in response to a question. He just started talking and said, here's my concern. So
That's what I'm saying.
I get what you're saying, but it was on his radar, not your radar, right? I mean, that was something that he was concerned about and brought up on his own. And
Is that not what the hearing's about? I mean, bringing concerns that,
it is, but what Tony's saying is that he's asking whether, you know, perhaps your board could have anticipated or reviewed that issue in advance. I think it's perfectly, it makes perfect sense that would have come out of the hearing. But for you to have identified that issue in advance and then, you know, talk to the sides about that, witnesses, and explore maybe through your own questions of the witness based on case law from 10 years ago out of Lucas County.
Well, the thing is that, at least personally, and I'm talking personally, I've never had to do this before. And I didn't know how much emphasis was placed on that hearing. You know, I mean, I didn't think that was it, that, you know, that was the end of it. This is my fault, right? But I'm not a lawyer either. I don't know what's, you know, how these things function. I mean, and you would agree with that too, Myron, wouldn't you? We're not lawyers. We didn't know that everything was going to be based on a few words that were said within a half an hour and 45 minutes, you know, and didn't have, I think we could have been prepared a little bit further, you know, by having some statistics, some things to back our decision, but.
I'm not disagreeing with you. What I'm saying is the
Well,
issue
I know.
is not being prepared. The issue is identifying a specific issue, knowing that was gonna be the issue, and then knowing that that's what you
No,
need to dig into.
I-
That's tough.
That was the only issue we had anyway. What else do we have to go by?
But it wasn't the issue at the beginning of the hearing. That's the point, yes. All right, Adams, raise the.
And it was a justified issue.
And that was part of the argument that even though his statement was brief, it's based on his training and experience. And he's bringing it up without a question, saying, everybody pay attention to this. This is a legitimate issue. Just wasn't quite enough to me, in the judge's opinion, that standard.
The judge would feel differently about it if it would be someone in his family back in that field and have a stroke and the rail and the track speed.
It's not about that, Myron. It's not about that. It's,
But he would feel different. He might, I know it's not, and I know it's not about that, but he's got a child. That would be different.
The judge would do the same, no matter what.
I don't look at the judge's decision as a faulty decision. I do not.
I sort of do.
No, well, that's okay. But what I'm saying is that he made a decision according to the law that he knows, right? That I don't.
Yeah, but in my opinion, this is my opinion,
I don't,
he's budging,
well,
he's budging.
I don't disagree the potential of somebody having a stroke even now with our fire departments going there. You know what I'm saying? And a trained being in the same position and stopped and them not being able to go around. It could happen either way.
So there's no reason. Just go on.
Well, I mean,
The fact
The fact of the thing is, emergency medical services have to be provided.
correct.
Now, he's saying that doesn't matter.
He's not saying it doesn't matter, he's saying the
Yes, it
fact,
is.
he's saying the facts on the record don't prove that
That's-
enough. There's
that's
not
what I'm-
enough facts on the record for him to make that
Man, the
determination.
days he's wallowed.
Myron, to be frank, I would put it more on council. The focus of the questioning from your council was about who could provide the better services. And that's not the analysis. The case law said that is not the analysis because they are 100% owner. The analysis is whether they are incapable of providing the necessary service. That was not the line of questioning your attorney pursued.
Yeah, then there should have been more facts on the record, probably regarding, hey, you know, how often does a train go across that track? How often does a train stop on that track? I can tell you there's been a number of times where I've been going one way or the other, and there's been a train actually stop there, and you can't get through for a long time. So like, those facts should have been on the record. There's more that could, you know, what the response time would have been if somebody had to come, you know, if they couldn't get there, what could the potential response time have been if they couldn't get, I mean, there were a lot more that he could have put on the record that would have given the judge.
And that's why I said what I said. We were ill prepared. We could have had more of that.
Well, but you would have,
Your role was as judge there, right? That was your role.
And now I know.
All right. I have to
Thank you.
get back upstairs. I've got a comment, please, right now.
Appreciate it.
I
Thank
got
you.
the full case.
Thank you for your help.
I'll come back and check in though after I'm done.
Thanks, Dick. Back to the,
Stacy, you're on, I guess.
back to the question.
You're in trouble.
Yeah, big trouble, big trouble. You can't handle the truth. Advertising costs, there's a question regarding the advertising cost. The issue is I look at our auditor, advertising and printing, treasurer, advertising and printing, it says year to date, zero for the auditor, $61.92 for the treasurer. I imagine your year to date is much higher than that.
Yes, because I have to write ads in the paper.
Yeah,
And the reason I did ask for the increase is for years, the auditor took the cost of the, if you don't pay your taxes and your name is in the paper. And now I am going to be in charge
So
of
why, I guess the question was, why did you only spend $61 this year and 92?
well, she's saying that's incorrect.
that.
yeah.
Has to be.
That's incorrect, no.
Because I definitely add, because I have to per ORC put that.
Well, I know that. Yeah.
So, and I know we've done it, so that's,
Could you figure that out, maybe
Yeah.
what your year to date advertising
Yeah,
expense has
I can-
been, just so we know?
yeah.
Yeah,
I can
Cause I
definitely,
knew it wasn't $61.92.
definitely not, so yeah. I can-
Okay, yeah, that's it.
Stacy, also, did you already start doing that this year, or was the auditor still doing ads this year? Because the auditor also has $0 year to date, so I don't know if that,
No, I did take care of it this year.
you did do it
Because
this year,
they,
okay.
that's this year's when Jennifer brought it to me and said, hey, I don't know why we've always been paying for this. This is something you guys should be paying for. And I agree with her because I really don't know why. It's
Yeah.
kind of one of those things that it's always just been done that way. So I told her, once that comes in, send my office the invoice and we'll take care of it. So
Yeah.
I do know we took care of it this year.
And is included in this category an increase for mailings for delinquencies? Cause I know that's at a
Yes.
record high, basically, right?
Yeah.
You haven't planning to send out another batch of,
Oh, I do. I sent them out. That is included in the the one line. It's not the advertising. It's the, sorry, I was not prepared for
It's
the other. I take that out of my other because it's just, it's off. It's not within the two that I normally send it to, but I do took that out of my. Yeah. Yeah.
and that be paid out of the tax.
That's a good question. I mean, anything dealing with my office typically can. So I don't know why I couldn't pay for the postage for just those specific delinquent bills. I don't see why I couldn't pay for that out of DTAC if I need to. I mean, that's
I
no
mean, it's not a
problem.
tremendous amount of money, but anytime we can use those accounts to offset
Yeah,
those costs. Maybe check into that.
I can do it for sure. That's no
Well,
problem.
I'm sure you should probably have a healthy account there, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I definitely do. So that's no problem. How much does that for detached? You could put in detached. How much do I have? How much would that offset?
I could check what I spent, because I sent those in. I can see what that cost was whenever I did my mailings.
Curious about how it would change the overall.
Overall, yeah, I think I got it right now, and let you know.
I don't know if this would be a question specifically for Stacy or not, but it just raises the question for me, how is the year-to-date determined? You know, if we have a category like this that's so off, are you using the inputs from the invoices or
It's the system, it's
system?
the budget. What's ever in, I mean, I don't know why they're, I mean, we can probably, none of the reports seem to come up different,
It
but
also could be when they're putting in their invoice, that they're not putting it in that line and may just, the other is just a big basket that catches lots of weird things.
Yeah.
And is paid out of there. We can go back and pull up what was paid and sort that out. They may just not have used that advertising line.
So if someone's inputting this information during the year, if they're not thinking that, oh, I meant this item to be in this category,
Because I need to track it, yes.
and
Then
instead
it-
they're using another category,
Yes,
we have no way to know that that was,
right.
That
It
was
wouldn't
done.
be an adequate tracking of advertising or postage or whatever else we have sitting out there that's coming out of like the other account. We have contracted services. I mean,
Yeah.
maybe publishing was thought to be contracted service because it was something we always did with the Madison Messenger. There's just lots of broad.
so then I guess in that case, the only way we'd catch it is that we'd see that another category was being overspent or was higher than we expected, or that type of thing, right?
I'll go look at my postage now. And that's the postage. Advertising. Sorry, we were talking postage. I will look at that now.
Thank you.
The auditors auditing it. They don't, that's what. All right.
I guess they have to put it in correctly. That's what the departments are putting in.
Is she gonna find out how much, DTAC money she has?
I didn't ask her how much money she had, but I asked her what the offset would be.
Well, in the past, we've used DTAC for a few different things. Big projects, small projects, but any
I can-
expenses that can be thrown out of that line, you know, eases the burden a little bit on the general fund, so.
Common pleas other expense.
We'd have to. know
Well,
that.
yeah, those other accounts are just kind of collected for miscellaneous things.
I said, I don't know if that's where he pulls for interpreter fees and he's.
So they went from 7,500 to.
No, 20.
266.
We just verify with him that that's interpreter fees.
So, you make note of that.
Which,
Come please, other expense.
oh, okay, because I know probate just got a new interpreter fee line
Jurors, witness,
to
transcript,
track theirs.
did all that.
I mean, it seems like it would be a good individual line item. I mean, especially if it's 15,000.
And that goes back to the auditor, they're not very keen on creating new lines and
I thought there was an interpreter fee.
there is for common pleas, or not for pleas, probate has got a new line.
I just know I remember
It
saying.
was established.
Create one for probate, then you should be able to create one for the others.
They went up.
Not blaming the messenger.
No, we have a line that is in the wrong, personnel stuff, and it needs to be in our other, and they work really get them to move that effectively.
I think municipal court other interpreter fees as well.
Yeah, and then they both pay a decent amount of interpreter fees.
Oh. What's that? Juveniles, the same way, 9 to 11.
The issue with the Tri-County Jail, we had some questions,
Oh, yeah.
and it says no update provided.
I've not heard a new fee for next year. I don't know what to put in there other than what we paid last year.
Yeah.
And so we called Sweeney that day, didn't we, when we were sitting in the office? And asked him,
I think he hadn't heard at that time, but thought they were coming out with it
And I wasn't there, so
soon.
I don't know.
So the 25% increase is just,
the,
it's not based, is that based on, what is that based on? So this for Tri-County Jail, yeah, we're waiting for.
Well, I know, but the last time, the last meeting, I could not attend, if you remember, so I don't know what they said.
yeah, I believe Sweeney, said that was their anticipated increase in costs.
I know there's gonna be an increase.
And I'm pretty sure I got an email forwarded from Springgetty.
There's no way that's gonna go down.
The 25%. Or go down in costs, yeah, you're right. Yeah, see, last year we were low in 2025 for the Tri-County Jail.
Right.
First quarter was higher than what we budgeted.
Why did the Board of Elections, supply line go down from 45 to 15? I think
They took like
And then move,
multi-account and like,
it changed.
put it in one account, it looks like.
yeah, just a couple as opposed to line items. So it's the same budgeted amount they had last year, just plugged in a different line.
It's to the different,
Printing,
to one line.
yeah. Got it. They moved it around.
Yeah. It's new shuffle.
What's the 3, 4, and 5% COLA? Is that on last year's budget? Because if so, I don't, those numbers don't make sense.
And that's just what it's gonna cost, whether we decide to do a 3%, 4%, or 5% cost of living adjustment for next year for all employees.
You know, you based it on 2025 salary, right?
Budget, yeah, what was budgeted?
Okay, so, and I'm just looking at the first line, general fund. 30.3 million.
It's just the personnel that went up 30%, not the,
Oh, I see.
No.
So all other non-personnel items are excluded from that.
Yes.
Yeah, that's just the, that's the living force, so.
it's
Yes, and of course, that affects PRS,
Medicare.
Medicare. Which is that the only
That's
three?
it, that's three. And then the other insurance went up, so a different percentage.
Now, how does that, so the individual departments are determining their employee increases, are they not?
No.
Yeah, we decided,
Well, we vote on it, but that's what's in here, right? Is what they've requested.
They haven't requested
we
anything.
tell them to leave it flat, and then we make a.
We make the
decision
decision.
on that.
But if they've added an employee or had some retired, their request is based on that.
So the
So it
only
might
way
not be
that,
flat, but it's based on what they need.
Yeah.
so the only way it would be up or down is adding or taking away an employee.
Correct.
They're not factoring in any increase.
Correct.
Okay. Do you have the cost of living that was enacted the last few years? You have,
What the raises have been.
yeah.
It's 3.5 last year. I'm not certain.
And that's where
Was it 4.5 a year?
4.5 and then 3, yeah,
4.5, then 3.5.
Or 4.
2023 was,
maybe
Four.
4, and then 3.5.
I think it's 4 and 3.5,
Yeah. That 1, 3.
8 people.
4 and 24? So there's a 4 and 4.
4 and 4 and 23,
23.
or 24.
We're putting that
Yeah,
out there.
it's 24, and then 3.5 and 25.
now some of that. You're not able to change that, those, well, I guess it's just the sheriff's department that's under a collective bargaining agreement, so there, you'll see 5% automatically and for the next at least couple more years. Their first contract year was like, it was a $5 per hour increase, so I forget what that percentage was exactly, and then it was 5 years for the next 30 years. And we did include the $700,000 for the, rail connection. Also, we normally wouldn't have.
Right.
And I did cut 2 million out of the first submission. So,
Sorry about,
I cut 2 million out of the budget, just basically from capital improvement projects, moving those farther down. Basically trying to cash flow based on revenue, so we kicked some courthouse items the year 2027, 2028, based on priorities. But the ADA stuff, that's hitting us hard. Repairs, hopefully at some point in 2027, that's when we'll see a decrease in those costs, because hopefully we have pretty much everything up to speed that needs to be done. So we won't be seeing, $1 million exterior projects and sidewalks and parking lots. Do we have a final carryover number? Last we go 17.
It was 17, yeah.
17.8, I think.
I think based on expenses, we'll be adding to that. Is that a fair statement? Unless we have a ton of bills coming here tonight. Big numbers. Caffeinated.
Yes.
In the $700,000 for the truck connector, I feel we can recoup most of that. Through capital budget and with the money that the friends have subsidy. But it is included as an expense in.
Right. Let's say they've used the word, they've assured us that they can, I know that we have to take that with
Yeah,
a grain of salt, but I do think we should make clear that that's an expectation based on
I
what.
think they know it.
yeah. And I had some conversations last week with a few different people that felt with the capital budget this would be a project that would squarely fit, and one that the Rochester would like to see. District as well, so.
Now, that wasn't their original thought. I mean, they thought that they could do it with.
Yeah.
With grants, so. I don't know.
Mhm. The money's there.
Not opposed to pursuing it, I'm just, yeah.
gonna happen, but I'm not happy about it. I think we'll get the money back. I really do.
The track connector.
I do, because they've proved that they can manage money. They don't spend it unwisely over the years they've done.
Well,
A lot.
the capital budget, they'll want to see a match. Or not a match, but a contribution, so, but if the trail has 200,000, I would feel confident we would be able to get at least another 200,000, if not much more, from the capital budget.
I mean, are there any
That's
other
4,000 or
projects?
5,000 right there.
Are there any other projects that had been contemplated for that money?
Just, Premier Soccer there on 42. That's the only project submitted from this Premier right now, that went to the partnerships list.
So are they essentially competing at this point?
No,
No, it's independent.
if we had 10, 12, 15 projects from this county, then there would probably be competition for selection, but not too bad.
Really, our park budget isn't horrible.
No, it's mainly maintenance.
We don't have the final numbers on that either.
Well, I would assume it's going to be the same as what it has been for the last few years, except for, a small increase in the labor piece. But we'll have that for you next Tuesday. That one's nice and confusing.
Yeah,
That budget.
because it's done all at once rather than as we go.
Well, we can send it to you and take a look at it if you want.
No meeting tonight.
The central committee.
Because of the snow.
Inclement weather, they're showing. I forgot about the sheriff's thing, but I also didn't leave work until 8:30.
You
Yeah.
sorry, if I got there early.
I did get there early. Maybe.
Our 9:25 canceled.
Our 9:25 canceled?
Oh, there they.
Well, I got a call from Abla Day yesterday, said he was gonna be here, but I wonder if he got confused that it wasn't just here last Tuesday.
Yeah, that's it, we just saw it. Yeah.
Maybe we had some breaking news.
Well, I thought maybe he would say something, but he just said, "Stop, I'll see you at the conference, stop into the office is gonna be open, stop in whenever you want. Talk and."
You? Well, gentlemen, questions, concerns, comments, riveting thoughts?
I think the only two thoughts is what Stacy's gonna say, and we still got to figure
Jail, Stacy, I mean, I think Stacy's.
Yeah.
I think it makes sense. Yeah, I'm not too worried about it. I'm sure she had advertising expense, I have no doubt. I mean, if there's one clarification regarding the jail, I think the other question will be common police line, rather those other expenses, we wanted to follow up on that. Those were really the only two that I noted. The other expense from 7,500 to 27,000, so $20,000 increase.
Which one are you looking at, Chris?
That is under common pleas other expense.
Okay, that's 100 now.
Yeah, it went from, 75 to 27,500. We're gonna get a little bit more information on that, but I went through every line. Looking at year to date, what's your projected budget, everything seems to be pretty much in line. with expectations. Stupid, does it often. Time to get up.
I overslept today. I got up at
I
12.
was saying that's late for you.
Eating breakfast,
Of course.
it's for breakfast. Yeah. Somebody you allowed to kill.
One.
That's what we're gonna have too. Did I got? We did not. You're not a perfect.
Really?
You're more of a gatherer.
Hunter
I think you need to do the gatherer.
Hunter and gatherer. I gather.
We gotta be, well, do more,
I gather and I
Gather a fool, so.
a gardener.
didn't check it.
You good?
Tell me about your gathering.
What I didn't say.
I'm also a stranger.
I'm a gatherer, just a-
Myron, I won't throw a piece of 2x4 away if it's that long. I will not. I'll save it, and there'll be a time when I need that much, and I know I got it. Even if I make a mistake of cutting that one, I still have another piece to fit, just a wee bigger. I don't.
I have a tendency to be the same way.
Would,
Then all of a sudden I get fed up with it.
I mean,
I burn the whole pile.
I got a spot just to keep my pieces.
Is that right?
It's an old garage that I can't use, but I just have all my wood in there, and you'd be surprised how many trips that saves.
Yeah.
And I recycle quite a bit. I can't see something with wood, I can't burn it. Hilarious.
Doing good stuff. Workers' comp.
So I went back and did my research. The 61 was right, but that was because the Madison Press wasn't around. So I was advertising online. So what I can continue doing for my advertising is advertising on my website. I took 4,500, which is the advertising that needs to be done, that big one that I'm saying that I needed an increase for. I took that on my DTAC. So if we want to lower my advertising to just 1,000, just to have it in there in case something comes up that I do need to advertise, I can keep continuing to do everything online to save the county money and then pull out of my DTAC if I need it.
Let's do that.
So
$1,000.
I'm okay with that. And
Okay.
the odds of me even using that slim, but I'd rather have it as a cushion in case.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Alrighty,
Thank you, appreciate it.
absolutely.
Makes sense.
And common pleas court was on I did have a conversation with them on advertising. Saying that they felt that they were going to have to do and what was going to be in paper in circulation. Was it going to have to be the Columbus Dispatch? Was it going to be Springfield? Were they going to have to advertise in all of those newspapers? So that may be part of this increase there.
No, because I paid for that on the tax, so, because I have plenty in it. Hopefully,
What's plenty?
400,000.
That's what I thought.
In DTAC, 400.
Thank you. That's it.
So
Can we get new bathrooms again?
Huh?
Can we get new toilets again?
that's not me. If we would not have done that, that was.
Well, let me ask you a
It's a
question.
beautiful,
How about a
beautiful
door?
thing.
How about a door?
Door for the bathroom.
You,
That's ordered.
I mean,
The doors on.
that's fine, because it's very awkward as a female to be walking past.
so we can use DTAC money for the door, is that what you're saying?
You didn't want to get in trouble for that then?
No.
I think there were some questions asked, but. I wouldn't say she got trouble.
So,
I mean, I
can you do,
honestly have no
can you do a
problem.
little research? Yeah, do a
Yeah,
little
I
research,
can
see if we can
research
do that.
and find
I
out.
think that would be quite
I
acceptable.
mean, she got in trouble for the clock. That's what
Yeah, the clock might have been,
the clock is.
You do with the coin?
well, it was my clients look at the clock to be able to tell time, so therefore I should be able to pay for part of this, whatever it was for the clock, but
The doors though, are not, everybody will see that, you know.
well, it's one a necessity versus, you know.
How, like, serious question, how can you put doors on there? Because did you guys get in trouble for the doors because of the?
Oh, it's gonna be, it has to be totally torn off and
We're looking at
torn
about,
out and new door put in.
Can I ask another question, even though it's not budget related? Are we really not gonna be allowed to open our windows?
So I'm glad you brought that up.
Why are you looking at me?
Because you guys will have to decide.
I didn't, this is, I don't know anything about it.
So I did ask,
I was out and then my son had an unexpected surgery, so I was out again. And then when I came back, my employees said that the rumor going around is that we're getting new windows. I was like, oh, that's fantastic. And then they said they're not gonna be allowed to be open.
it's not that they're not going to be allowed to be.
They can't be open. I said
But
that for-
is there a single pane or a double pane that can be out? Can be open, and we asked the sheriff, he said for security reasons, not having them operable is better for security.
Why,
Now, the other, is that the double hung, I guess that's the proper way of saying the double hung, is more expensive. So Dan is getting a quote on, operable windows, so then you guys can say whether or not you want to spend extra money on windows you can open or not.
So
But we did budget that.
I went to the opposite of the safety issue, because my thoughts are, God forbid, something major goes down in this courthouse.
you can still break it.
You can still break them, that's what Tony said too, you can still break them.
Yeah.
Because that's where I was thinking is
Yeah.
like safety issue on the other end.
You can still, you
Go.
can still throw a chair through them.
And we'll test that out, just to be sure.
So we're talking about 40 grand for the door.
Just one chair.
I honestly, as long as I won't get fired or replaced
We
for
won't fire
spending
you.
money.
I don't think we can.
I
Can't fire you, so.
Well, I know that, but I can look into it, because I really don't have a problem, because, I mean, there has been plenty of times where myself and all three of my employees have been walking and doing work and
It needs to happen.
being very
Well,
awkward.
look into it for us. And if there's extra money for windows that can be open, why?
I mean, I'll do that for just.
Probably go before it does.
Yeah, I will, I'll look into see if I can, because I really have a
That'd be
problem,
wonderful.
but it definitely needs done.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
Next thing, appreciate it.
Can't get nothing to on that.
All right, gentlemen.
Well, we gotta wait for, open session, don't we? Or-
I know I'm going to receive multitude of phone calls and emails on the COLA, and you have a inkling of what you're going to approve as far as the COLA goes. Or any at all,
The million question.
commissioners, I mean, but
I worked really well.
What I say doesn't need to matter.
with the eyes lit up, I said that. And I was a twinkle in his eye, like something fun.
I'm comfortable at 3%.
This Christmas, you know.
But they did suffer an 18% insurance too.
Everybody did, including me. And I don't take the county insurance.
I mean,
Some did, insurance.
Is a mess.
Well, it's 36% in the last 2 years as far as insurance goes.
Electric went up and gas went up, everything.
Everything's more expensive than what it was, that's for sure.
They said Pleasant Valley Fire Department's insurance went up 30%.
Yeah. But somebody said the city of London's insurance didn't go up.
My house insurance went up 33 or 34%. So I had to up my deductible quite a bit.
Yeah.
Just to bring it back down.
I'm gonna call them, and let them know I got it.
I know.
Have a new roof.
Well, I'll throw it out there. How about 4%? That went up one.
It's a shocking revelation for you. 4% done, let's do it. I'm good with 4.
Sounds good.
4 it is. Thank you.
Okay, go.
Any other questions?
I'm in the Christmas mood.
Thank you.
I understand the, you know, but everything is up and it's not just you guys that are getting stuck with it, it's the whole world getting stuck with it. And you guys don't make a hell of a lot either. You know, I mean, really, comparatively. So, okay, 4%.
We're not all on you. Public service for the money.
Rob doesn't have to have 4%.
You can say no, 0% interest.
Can I get a letter of recommendation?
Especially the. All right, I think we have a couple of questions for them to follow up on. Any additional questions that we need followed up on? I think you had your notes. Everyone good? 4%. All right.
And we'll talk to John. He was at the last meeting over there at the jail, so let's figure it
Yeah,
out
we'll
now.
talk
And I
about
think
that.
we'll pretty much wrap this one.
There isn't an increase on the juvenile one either, do we? I mean, it's not millions, but it's,
We didn't touch juveniles.
Yeah.
Numbers.
the juvenile center thing.
Oh,
The John thing.
COYC?
Oh,
Yes, so it's right above there. It says no update. I'm using last year's numbers on that too, and
So you can go.
yeah. They said they'd get it to us. I'll follow up. I'll follow up with them.
I'm just throwing it out that if you're looking at our county.
Yes.
It's not millions, but.
Sense. All right, ladies, gentlemen, anything else for the good of the order? Hearing none,
But there's one.
Myron Mast. Jump on the floor.
I want to thank you guys for how you guys have supported us in Darby Township.
Yeah.
We just met last evening. Everybody was very appreciative of what you guys have done, how you guys have defended. Well, I'll leave the decision up to you guys for everything else moving forward with that decision. I just wanted to tell you, I appreciate what you guys have done. You know, it was hard for me to see that, a municipality wants to, literally rewrite township guidelines and literally take land from you. I mean, that's.
You know, you live there and you hate it.
Yeah,
I live quite a bit away from you and I hate it, just to say.
yeah,
And I think everybody here does.
yeah.
Now, do you want to see me go to jail? I've been there. I know what it's like.
No, I'm being so generous. We don't make it a jail.
I would do it if there was a way to get out, but there isn't.
No jail.
I'd like to do an appeal, but I don't know if it's practical or not.
I asked, yesterday and, it can be. The only thing that we would benefit from it is make them wait another 6 months. But I don't think their project was gonna start for what, 2-3 years anyway. So another 6 months of time may not be anything for them.
I don't think they have a project identified.
That's what I'm saying.
It's just lumped into
Yeah.
their comprehensive plan.
I'm just really,
A preferred use, so.
Yeah, I don't think they have a specific plan yet.
I'm very concerned that they're going to buy more and more land in Darby
I
Township.
guarantee you that.
Yeah, well, that's why the JED, it's imperative to start the JED and get
Yeah.
property owners petitioning to be a part of that JED. And that's the wall that stops Dublin from annexing.
Yeah. Right now, the property that's just outside of the JED of the gateway. There's a sizable farm. Mark Miller Farm, I think is what it's called, I think. 4 or 5 brothers in that. They're getting ready to sell to someone, I don't know who it is. But they're they're closing on that in December, and I'll be honest, I'm very pessimistic because it's right on the county line there,
That's it.
right on there. And Dublin already owns right up to the edge there.
That's a property that you and I looked at on the map, right?
And it goes all the way to Imes Road.
Yeah.
And it sounds like they're prepared to purchase it, without any stipulations. That sounds like them. I don't know.
Yeah,
There could always be something else that comes up that I don't know about, but
Myron, for what it's worth, there's a House bill out there, House Bill 113. I'm actually gonna be on a call with the representative sponsoring it. I believe his name is Newman. And the intent is to kind of even the scales to make it more challenging for these annexations to go through. For what it's worth, I don't know the prospects of this bill or how quickly it would, if enacted, take effect.
the
But
way they work, Dublin will own it before we.
yeah, it probably won't apply
Yeah.
for this, even if this were to
They
get
don't
over.
work very fast.
Yeah, at least for the future, and
Yeah.
it's something I'm looking into.
yeah, that's just what I'm saying, You guys know how I feel. I appreciate everything you guys have done.
Good. We appreciate the working relationship with Darby Township, so we appreciate it.
I want to continue having a good relationship with you guys. And I want the township to have a good relationship with you guys all the way through. Something we are thinking, contemplating, is, and we're looking into it, just because it seems like we're almost forced to give some thought to it, the possibility of maybe doing our own zoning. Rob, you had referred to that a couple of weeks back.
Well,
A little bit, and then with what has just come about, different, investors. I think it's caused the other trustees to start thinking about that, so they're giving some thought to that, but not because they're unhappy.
yes, and I think, and I don't want to speak necessarily for the board, but I think the county could help make you feel a little more comfortable with the county zoning. It's just, how this came about was with the planning and the comprehensive land use plan and getting that to match up, like what you guys wanted and your preferred uses with the county designation as well, which I believe last week,
I think that's worked out.
we got that worked out, so it kind
We're
of,
not unhappy with you, believe me.
yeah.
How would
But,
that
you know, with
benefit?
your own,
What's that?
How would that benefit you if you did your own zoning?
because you have overhead with that as well, so I mean.
You'll have overhead for that. Thinking about like, there's more and more, thought about how can the township best serve their own the destiny for the township? Like,
But how is that different from, we're working together anyway. We haven't, not, if you wanna do that, please go ahead and do that, but how is it gonna benefit you above and beyond? I mean, we're already working with you,
oh, you are.
so what would be different, I guess, what would the benefit be if you guys did it, if we're doing the same thing?
And that's something that's being discussed.
Yeah. And then you would have to pay your own zoning
Yeah.
director. and
Yeah.
By all means, I'm not telling you not to do
Yeah.
it. That's you guys' decision.
When I look at the logistics of establishing your own zoning commission and then you have to have alternates and you've got to have a due process. I mean, going all the way down the line. That's something that I'm not sure if I have the energy for it, to be honest.
Yeah, and keep in mind, you can throw the cloud, the overlay districts on top of county zoning, just like we did with 161. So you can continue to do that through Darby Township if you wanted to tighten things up. Or have more specific designations. Does that make sense? And, work with the county, vice versa, to do that, and then we would enforce that. So that's one thing to consider. Or a way to accomplish, maybe if I'm reading you right, what you're trying to do without taking on all the headache and overhead with it.
Might serve us to talk about that. Yeah.
Yeah, well, that would be my recommendation too. I mean, yeah, use that tool, use that overlay district and maybe expand that and use that in other areas. And that could be part of it, you know, it's kind of good foresight and planning.
Yeah, because that's gonna supersede the base zoning. Overlay on top, bringing the cloud down, that's what they like to say, right?
Yeah, that's what they call it.
And,
That's what they call it. Yeah.
But, yeah, we can continue that conversation. I think that probably makes a lot of sense to continue
yeah,
using that overlay district as a model for other areas of the township.
So, yeah, they talked about that last night, what is best for the township. They didn't make any decision.
Oh, sure.
They said, you know, there was that discussion.
Very good. Well, with
Some
that,
of that stuff makes, I'm 66, I'm not 46.
You're still pup.
I'm still a pup.
Wait till you get to be mine.
Oh, my.
he's 86.
But thanks again.
Thank you, Myron.
Yeah, appreciate it, Myron. Thanks for being here. Anybody else, got anything for the record? Well, once, going once. Meeting adjourned.
staring at this one right here.
I'll take care.
Calling your name.
Yeah.
I heard it all the way over here.